Hey there, party people!
I'm in space!
Thank you to the amazing Air Sorrow for creating this background for me. Their link will be in the description of every video that features it. Anyway, today I'm going to be covering a touchy subject: the height of characters in Fate. Talking about the height of characters has become something of a meme in the fan base, especially when there are certain characters that say they're so tall or complain about being so tall, only for the fan base to discover they're kind of average, or even below average possibly. But is that really the full story? Well, that's what we'll be discussing today. Now, I have covered this topic in the past, but past me is a scrub, and I am better than the past me. So I am redoing this video. Time to discuss the heights of Fate characters. And to begin, we need to establish two general understandings. First, as a Japanese game made through the lens of Japanese society, we need to understand that the average height of Japanese women is around 5'3", or around 159 centimeters. This is according to a survey done in 2018. It was based on 17-year-olds for some reason, but that is around the time people will stop growing. And it was actually the same result as a survey done in 2005 that measured a wider range of adults. So I'm going with this number. This is for the Doyalist, aka the less fun explanation of why there are so many quote-unquote tall women that aren't really that tall by Western standards. The second understanding is that if you believe that any of the characters discussed in this video should be taller, and that also goes for any character not discussed in this video, that is your right. I even agree, several women deserve to be much taller and should step on me. But this video that I'm making here is just to discuss facts. So the full question is, are these characters not only tall by the virtue of their series' country of origin, but are they tall by their own origins as well? That's right, I'll be looking into the average heights, or at least the agreed upon average heights, of the countries that these characters come from to determine if they are accurately tall or not. And we are starting with the poster child for this entire mess, Medusa. Now, Medusa has a height complex due to her older sisters, so they'll be covered in a bit. But our favorite Gorgon, according to the FGO stats, she stands at 172 centimeters, or about 5'8". Now, based on our Doyalist height, nearly half a foot is a pretty big difference in height, but we still need to look for the average height of what a woman from where she is from ancient Greece. According to an article I found on Springer.com, the average height of a woman in ancient Greece was around 153.1 to 160.4 centimeters, or 5 foot to 5'2" inches. So, Medusa being decently outside that range, we can safely call her tall. However, Uriel and Stheno, and Medusa Lancer for what it's worth, are actually diminutive in comparison, each standing at 134 centimeters, or 4 foot 5 inches. This makes them close to a foot under the average, while Medusa is just about half a foot above the average. So if we're going by how drastic the difference is, they should be the ones picked on instead. Well, not Medusa Lancer, she's fine. But also, real talk, don't make fun of people for their heights. What's wrong with you for thinking that? Next, I want to touch on a certain goddess who feels like she should be over 6 feet tall, but is actually still pretty tall. Quetzalcoatl stands at 181 centimeters, or 5 foot 11 inches. Now, I don't know about you, but that's actually pretty damn tall. According to Health.com, the average height of women across the world falls somewhere between 4 foot 11 inches to 5 foot 7 inches, or 150 centimeters to 170 centimeters. So on one end, Quetz is massive, and on the other end, she's still quite a bit over. So what about Mexico? And yes, I am looking at the average modern Mexican woman height, as that is the body Quetz should be currently inhabiting. And once again, according to Health.com, the average height of a Mexican woman is 5'2", making Quetz super tall. Hell, she's only an inch shorter than I am. Still feels like she should be 6'2", but as I said, I am not trying to dwell on opinions too much. But speaking of tall, Abigail Williams. It is a common joke in the fanbase to point out that the 12-year-old Abby is taller than the grown-ass adult Nero Claudius, who is 4'11", or 150 centimeters. Abby is an inch taller at 5 feet, or 152 centimeters. But does that actually make her tall, or is Nero just short? Well, according to the CDC, the average height of a 12-year-old girl in America should range from 4 foot 6 inches to 5 foot 4 inches. So Abby actually falls within the average. Granted, I couldn't find anything about the average height of children in 1692, and we have been growing slightly more and more over the centuries, so she may have still fallen within the average back then, but was more likely at the very edge of it rather than closer to the center. For Nero, the average height of a woman in ancient Rome was about 158 centimeters, or 5'2". That one I just grabbed off of Wikipedia, but the point is, yes, Nero is actually just short. She's a short king. Now, before we get to the last one, I do want to bring up Barghest, who stands at a staggering 190 centimeters, or 6'3". Now, that is what I call tall. Though it is unfair to compare her to real Britain, as she is a fairy, but it is still nice to have a tall, realistic height amongst all of this mess. And yes, I know, Ibuki Doji can be almost 10 feet tall in combat, and I adore that. She should always be that. But it's just nice to have a tall girl that I can actually take home, theoretically. But the last one that I want to talk about is a servant with crazy height that absolutely does not get brought up enough. Two servants, actually. Anne Bonny and Mary Read. This one is wild because you can plainly see the difference in their height. And I won't be comparing real-world heights for this one. I want to focus on just comparing them to each other. Anne is 171 centimeters, or about 5'7", which already makes this art insane because Mary is clearly half her height at least, which would make her around 2'7". Now, their summer version actually looks better. Even with Anne leaning forward slightly, Mary is still way past her hip. Still, Anne is considerably taller, looking to be probably more than a foot taller than Mary. But would you believe me that their difference is only that of 5 inches? That's right, Mary Read is 158 centimeters, or 5'2". This is the most ludicrous height in the game to me, because you can clearly see the comparison in the art. And don't get me wrong, 5 inches is a considerable difference. It is very noticeable. But it's not this. This is the difference between 6 foot and 5'11" meme. It is downright comical, the gap that has been made here. And I really think we as a fan base need to meme on it more. So do your part and meme it up. But really, that's the end of the video. I know I didn't cover every single character, but did you really want me to cover every single character? If you do, I'll make a sequel. I'm happy to. I kind of like doing more researchy based videos. But ultimately, it's just a silly topic that I wanted to revisit, so don't take it too seriously. Or wage a crusade in the comment section. I'm fine with that too. But in all seriousness, let me know what you think of this video. And if you want me to do other kinds of videos that are like this, just leave it in the comment sections, give me ideas, all that fun stuff. And I'll more than likely do more in the future. I'm always looking for more ideas for videos to do. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I have to catch you next time in the void. Later.